Photographed in three positions, tabla conga, djembe from that Haitian shaman played in Brooklyn's choir, with a run like Sangare in Central Park that very day, and that night the village and the brotherhood on fire, sad and sweating, letting go of everything. Rhythm of the angels when the choir starts to sing. New York Central sheltered, waiting lonely, slowly melting, boundaries dissolving, and the drummers kept on drumming, drumming in the thick adventure deep inside the city. Upon the energy of everybody, the music sounding alive in me, like it was meant to be. Take the djembe home and use it well. Morning breaking over New York and the drumming circle, and the years in transformation, imagination at the deepest level. And praying and going with eyes closed all those years ago, 32. Playing with Narandar and Lal singing the window of the star of Kathmandu. The only levee tour made the sound. 6th Street where they serve you underground. Lost inside the T-Tal with my tabla brother Lal while the Serod spread the melody around. Drumming is a way of life, growing, flowing, going to the studio to justify the day. 1,000 reasons to escape the weight of limitation. Let imagination play the pain away. Pain transforming into energy. Energy becoming destiny. Destiny, another word like sacrifice someday, and maybe it will, but who can say? One thing that seems relatively true. Pulling into Main Street looking for a rhyme. What else was I ever meant to do? All roads leading to this point in time. Tabla, conga, djembe, 3 photographs. Music made by a desperate man. Sunlight, rhythm, shadows, everything. Purify my soul if I can. All those years ago on a magic night in Chelsea, and the music of the world filled this city. Overtime and a calling and obsession forged by insecurity. The many become one, the moon receives its light from the sun. I am made of the 2 lights, and the rhythms that flow among eternities rest above the echoes waiting for a song. Could be anything. Choir starts to sing the sound and drumming of creation. Listened and I heard music in the word. Beethoven to Bird, my inspiration. Riding underground, searching for a sound. No one around but my shadow. Working on this song, right where I belong. Right or maybe wrong, but I don't think so. Listen, listen, listen. Someone. Photographed in 3 positions back into the gallery to live among the images created from a history of dreams and insecurity and work and some ability. It's all about the journey I'm still on. Fixed ideas of center and boundary dissolve. So we growing slowly as the planets revolve. Swinging from a rainbow wild and free. It's all about the journey. Check. The two palettes that I used to paint the Alvin Ailey dances and the skyline with its imperfection and its flow. Back wall right behind me underground next to the incense burner looped from a Buddhist temple all those years ago. Silver lion memories drawn through our collective conscious, coming out 10,000 miles from the lotus throne. Red army shake their destiny, grace in the face of adversity. A stolen commodity finds its way back home. Prayers it is heard, music in the word me. Rhythm and rhyme woven in time to be. Sticks and gloves, violence and love, the energy. Will they become more than the sum I see? Somewhere someone paints a new frontier he thinks is crystal clear, born from a deeper essence and a unique experience. Hopes and dreams are transitory like the ending of a story left unwritten, because the future is uncertain. Third palette used to paint the ancient landscape, evolving wire sculptures simple to profound. Vision shaped from memory, which means that it was meant to be standing right beside me on sacred ground. Looking at the airbrush clouds and night sky, 7 rows of wire sculptures mounted on 3D, everything evolving from an idea. Somewhere near the confluence of art and insecurity, the constant flow of transformation, of realization of causes and effect. First light reflects the future and past, living in the moment, leaving something that will last. Through it all, questions kept at bay. Any other way denies my destiny. Any other way and the 3 collections wouldn't be. And they are. It's all bullshit. No one sees it. Tree growing in a forest on a distant planet. Hoping and praying, loving and hating. My space underground, all the years spent creating. Rhythm in the harmony, words to this song. Where we let go is where we belong. Painting more than pictures that look good upon a wall, rise and fall like tides and empires. From where I'm sitting, a lifetime of things to leave. Not naive enough at this point to believe something's thrown away. Yesterday, something's handed down like wisdom in the incense burner. In the grand scheme, what will really matter? Working in my studio, doing what I do. Check. Looking down, he seemed so helpless, talking to the sand. Here's a dollar, felt like a savior, shook his head, held up his hand. No, he said, I think that it's better trying to be free. Watch the waves, hear what they're saying, what else could there ever be? Illusion. Illusion. Paradise in your mind, open and try to find who you are, who to be, only purpose to be free. Just a king in paradise, fooled me once, fooled me twice. Lived among the destitute, where the seeds of valor took root. Others their own way, just ahead beyond the horizon where I'll go another day. People say it won't make a difference if we live or die. Tide will turn always tomorrow. Then he looked up to the sky. Just look around you. Paradise while we live. People take, people give. Give it all, it comes around. I was lost, now I'm found. Just a king in paradise. Play me once, play me twice. Wanted fortune, wanted fame. Couldn't win a loser's game. You and I look at things different, others their own way. Just ahead beyond the horizon where I'll go another day. People say it won't make a difference if we live or die. Tide will turn always tomorrow. Then he looked up to the sky. Just look around you. Paradise in my mind, open it, I was blind. Who I am, who I'll be, now I know how to be free. Just a king in paradise, heard it once, heard it twice. I learned to understand when I learned to live as nature commands. Just a king in paradise, burn me once, burn me twice, burn away the impurity, I'm free. I can feel the energy. Check. spin never stops, jumping over to the other side. Ragtime talking raconteur found the door before he died. Now he's like Neil Cassidy with second sight, but still can't see his freedom's just a word he heard somewhere east of Eden. Sold his soul for 20 years, a heavy load and all the tears. Also shed with everything and nothing in between. Fell asleep at the wheel, a landscape that seems so surreal you can't distinguish what you feel from everything you've seen. A valley of trouble you never meant to wander into, breaking so you look right past what's right in front of you. It always could be worse, cause the center of the universe is everything there is from a relative point of view. So what am I trying to say? Always seem to talk about the way. Listen to the rhythm, cause the rhythm sets me free. Once fell in love so deeply that I lost myself completely, but when the world came back to me, that's how it's supposed to be. Listen to the wisdom in the center and the radiance, lighting all horizons, growing stronger in the light. What is love beyond tomorrow? Ties that bind and time we borrow, traveling down the only road we know, which is every road, and every time and every point of view. Everyone you've ever spoken to. What if it's true? What does it mean? What I went through down in New Orleans, tripping on sunshine, how the fire burned. It took more than money, I finally learned. Then I forgot, tried to be cool, took another shot, got played like a fool. My history, my fantasy, all there is and will ever be. The spin never stops, spectral visions we perceive, up through the bottom like St. Thomas believed. And not just the prophets run the rapids when they're running high. A metaphor for many things and many more until we die. Then the winged ships come and take us back to Babylon, maybe even farther back to where we belong. Right behind the mirror where the cypress tree, burning for 10,000 years or maybe an eternity. And if you think about it every now and again, then another thought and then another and then maybe come back around eventually. In the center of the circle stands the tree. That's where the many become one. That's where the moon receives its light from the sun. All of us composed of the two lights, children of the stars who were born with second sight. But how quickly that light begins to fade. The hard truth about how the world was made. It's hard enough to realize your destiny, with everybody telling you who you're supposed to be. Listen to the music that is playing deep inside. Ancient voices pick us up, take us on a midnight ride, set us down out a little farther along the open road. Then they're gone, where they go it doesn't matter, no one knows. All that really matters is you. Look at it from your point of view. It all depends on how you see it, best through the eyes of love.
This next piece is about Charlie Parker. Check. Up.
Feel just like some $2 whore waiting for my final call. Down begging pennies for drinks, the highlight wasn't so high after all. Try to live once into the limit, found the cool world, man. There was wit to spare and the ways to make changes, all blending into a single sound. The armless man years ago, beat time with his spoons. Old man Virgil on the street singing, crying the blues. The old horn that Addie bought with a sweat and vision. I could go wherever I wanted in this life, like a bird across the Kansas City night. But then I found the dark low. The wild ideas began to flow. whole new system of sound and time, shaped to provide its own design. Harmonies Lester hadn't heard, going along a lavender hazy world. Learned to play the blues in all 12 keys. A young Amadeus of the ghetto, blowing out Bob melodies, hearing with 30 or the explosions of pure energy. Stereotype of con man, New York City hustler, natural born gangster genius, not afraid to pull the trigger. Monkey on my back, kept the outside world off it. Somehow sprung fully gone from the brow of a modern Jupiter. Prophet who took the wrong course and wound up in a new world. Black pariah who brought the fire to the enemy. Dugging on the front lines, blowing blue harmonic schemes. Self-contained nocturnal man, no jazz hypes could redeem. The saxophone cried love and rage, the raw notes of a junkie sage running out of plays. In the fire of spring, what new songs to sing? Bird on the wing. The scenery is shifting. They tell you there's limits, but man, there's no limits, just forces through my green age. And I am unable to shout at the devil. The child and dream remain deep within, but I done gone back to my kick again. I can't live without tomorrow. Just live from day to day and try to play the blues a new kind of way. The beat behind the music, pushing forward and against it. In hothouse halls and on the street, like a black cat landing on his feet. Bursts of notes fired into space, cryptic and disjointed. Like a preacher shouting sermons in the desert. Like thunder in the distance. Place to sleep, something to eat, pussy, drugs, and a fifth of gin. Don't care what I look like, man, cause the game I play don't nobody win. Don't believe the thunder or the hype that music breaks down walls when I'm sleeping in the ghetto after freeing time in the concert halls, and I am unable to make my way through this languid fever. And I am unable to control the force that is my destroyer. I proclaim to the night my naked soul! Ah, to hell with it, man. How about a shot of whiskey before the next set? You know what? Better make it a double.
Check.
Upstairs to apologize for getting angry about something I've been angry about many times before. Didn't want the bring down, and I can't say that I blame you, cause I felt the same way as I was walking through the door. Push my point until I think real helpless and afraid. Push my point until I think it's made. Until I almost believe my own hypocrisy. Then it just becomes another self-fulfilling prophecy. But you called my play, you just walked away. Kinda condescend, self-preservation and defend. Even though you're mine, even though I'm blind, even though I try to define your world through my eyes with a father's intuition and a middle-aged suspicion drawn from my life as I've lived it with some sorrow and some joy. And you're right to shut it down and move on to higher ground, cause sometimes your old man forgets he's not a little boy. I still remember my disgrace. My mother's hand across my face. I think that's where I'm coming from. I ain't going there no more. Yeah, right, just like I said the last time that I lost my head and came at you like you were my enemy. Wish you, but then again I know you will, but just not when you're learning how to be and not to be. Called you back downstairs, could've let you go. Called you back because you gotta know I do the best I can, I'd like to be a better man. I know you understand. That's the way I planned it, earned it and demanded. Best follow the drummer, cause the drummer calls the rhythm. It comes down to authority, mine as far as I can see, and I can see for miles beyond the horizon. Come on, Zozo, come on. Come on, Zozo, Jesus Christ. Come on, Zozo, who do you think you're talking to? We know each other like we know ourselves, and that's a good thing. In the center of the circle where the seeds of love take root. Those roots are nourished by first life and suffer all the slings and arrows when we fight. It takes some time for me to get it right, but I get there. I get there. In a righteous way, with an emphasis on discipline and how my mother taught it. Rivalry to trip the wire, set my family on fire, shared the sacrifice and earned one more because I fought it. You think it too. I know you do. Never served me, it won't serve you. Listen to me, baby, don't walk away. Coming after you like a shadow. Don't think about the future, living day by day. Trying to let the bullshit go. How else can we know the measure of a man? Who's gonna write my epitaph? Influence the angels any way I can. I know I'm close to heaven when I hear my baby laugh.
This next song is my version of a Sufi poem. Check. Water. And Mom,
They found the body of the merchant in the desert, crushed under the weight of the gold he stole from his neighbors, who trusted the words of a liar and the promise of a future where nothing exists absolutely, but ignorant assumptions and primitive patterns of emotions and reactions to the stabbing summons to a misguided life filled with wheels within wheels that keep spinning around for the rest of time among the fallen buildings laid to waste by everyone seeking their own advantage without knowledge of the horizon off canvas where the paint is mixed that colors the world with truth and deception, and the music of the grieving reed flute telling stories of its separations with songs of the spheres sung by eternal voices who became perfect reflections of the beloved light that shattered heaven's roof, illuminating the path of the falcon returning to the celestial hunter who translated the wind into 1,000 metaphors, each a reality without a name, like an inaccessible pearl laying at the bottom of the meeting place of the 7 rivers by the lotus of the farthest edge, where the tall cypress echoes the commanding stature of the infinite will extending without end through the inner reality behind the illusion of the secret of the lovers who cursed the thief thought so often to be their friend, who jumped into the river to get away from the rain because he loved the water more and the pitcher less than the inner light of truth that shines through the pillars of the world, supporting those who inhabit the height of the universe, where various transformations and combinations of the letters and the names constitute a mysterious knowledge of the inwardness of creation and the absolute perfection in which there is no distinction between the messenger and the message blown by the whispering wind through the valley of the seeker, who knows that if the dust was not there, his shoes would not raise it, as he searches for the unity revealed by the prophet during the 92 seasons of enlightenment that divided the twin divine attributes of grace and wrath into the world of unification and the world of separation, where the names of vengeance infect the stranger's heart with fear as truth reaches him from the imperial sphere floating behind the mirror, reflecting the essential identity of the will and thoughts of a lost soul whose struggles cling to him like a flame that enshrouds a cypress burning in the garden since the day the world was created until the night of the 7 secrets, when those kneeling at the door of the beloved, owned by nothing, owning nothing, walk with the spirit of the saints along the inner approach to the hall of the patriarch, where the warrior embraces the children of the jihad who must learn to serve themselves best by not trying things out of right harmony, causing discord throughout the radiant universe, blessed by the falcon, prophet, noble giver, whose love is a spring whose waters never fail as they flow with the static equilibrium of a crystal through eternity now, returning to the source of the true faith on the wings of the ministering angels withdrawn from involvement in the world, where the wayward mystic believes haste is speed as he travels from premature action to wild assumption, from despair to insufficient remedy, from carelessness to derision, from obedience to humility, to the knowledge that he must always think about the end before beginning to harmonize thought with faith, as though faith were a simple garment of coarse wool to be worn by the impatient and then traded for a few gold coins to the fallen prince, dressed as a wandering rustic, offering today for tomorrow with a supplicant's humility. The goal of all is one. Moon receives its light from the sun. We are all composed of the 2 lights. We are in the world, are we not?
Check.
was a man who tried to set the balance as a pitch and roll. $20 in the slot, calling out the future in a voice like silent thunder, and I'd take a hit and wonder if they heard me or not. Cut away the upswing, start at the beginning, working the reckoning on winter's journey into spring. 10 CDs and all the poetry, and one by one the days go by like visitation, dreaming. A refiner's fire burn away, now I have to find a way. Black crows on a summer night with my daughter Jupiter and Saturn over the Great South Bay to live the dream. Next step on the journey, same step I've been thinking about almost every single day. What I did before, only better. Answer to my prayers if I met her. From the abstract, just like Galatea, Venus breathing life into the stone. But this is no myth or allegory I'm living, no dreamtime serenade, I know I'm on my own. I will get you nothing, and right now that's what I got. Looking for the rapture in a world defined by opposite extremes and broken signals in between. The song, the law, the lies, 1,000 words to write and memorize. Stalking validation through the valley of the shadow like an Edgar Allan Poe pariah lost in a dream. The price of human nature and the legend love can last forever sometimes, and sometimes love is mean. I mean, think about it. Lesser gods playing pinball, they don't give a shit. Designed with a master maker's soul, from ancient rhythms to jazz to rock and roll. Everybody's in a voice, everybody's roots and rhythm, everybody's music. This is how I go. I'm going, still going. Rapture found me singing out of tune under a savage moon. Write it down, tell it to the unknown, right until the end. Every ending a beginning when the future calls back to me. Right, and they will come in my imagination, where past and present become one. Where the world is ordered by the will of God. Please lead me towards salvation and quiet meditation and performance more evolved than it was before. Cause my soul gets weary and I'd like to lay my burden down, at least for a little while. Climb Jacob's ladder all the way to heaven. Gabriel gonna meet me at the gate. Drummer, go ahead and climb your ass back down. We're still imagineering, so you're gonna have to wait. Impatient motherfucker. Gabriel, what? Another $20 in the slot. Look what I got. Same as it ever was. And a man to try to set the balance with few friends, with few enemies, 25 years in the neon shadows, above the static and echoes in a studio underground, writing what Solomon and Zhao had said. When to hold and when to move ahead, reach a little higher, take a look around. Those who understand do not say. Those who say don't understand how much virtue in the soul of man. Nature is to extend and transcend and survive. Middle-aged man getting high, letting the arrows fly. Walking in the evening, settling down into the rhythm, the fundamental principle of motion, and I'm going. Still going. Never certain, never condemned, rarely praised day by day. Find a middle way using harmony as the guide. No thinking, no reflecting. Attachment dissolving, future evolving. Another $20 in the slot, let it ride.